Good evening, good morning, good day, everybody in the crypto world. This is almost 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1:30, 2020. In front of you, I just got to make a quick read here about what's coming. Massive, big news in February, and the use of this new social platform ecosystem that Apollo has built. It's something where it's not where you're saying, oh, they're going to build it. No. Typical of Apollo. They have built it. So now they're going to be showing it. And then it's going to be used. And that's the thing. It's going to be used daily, as Steve said. It's going to be used daily. And you know as well as I do, when you have it used daily by the millennials and everybody else. And then on top of that, you need big marketing to make it happen. That's going to happen. Okay, let me get into this, and I'll tell you why that's going to happen. It's going to happen. We understand the competition in the centralized application market. We know that to make it, you have to either fill a niche or offer more than your competition. We set out to do both. The reason we have not announced this before now is because it is something that needs to be shown rather than talked about. Think about that. Needs to be shown rather than talked about. Phase 1 is set to be completed this quarter. This, basically, I'll just skip that word because it looks a little different. Phase currently includes the functionality of the many mainstream platforms, including Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Coinbase, Binance, and PayPal. The ecosystem will be expanded from this to include many mainstream services, all built around a central platform. What we have developed is an ecosystem of products, not only replacing the functionality of a number of the world's most used platforms, but making them better, all with Apollo at the center. Okay? So this is basically, I'm not going to read the whole thing. I am going to include this in the description down below so you can read it. When you go through this and you read this, the main thing you have to keep in mind is that it's done. They made it. They're adding more as they speak. This basically is going to have one location for you to go in, and you'll say, well, who's going to use it? When it gets, basically when it's put out there, and then you have the marketing, and then you have the use of the millennials and everybody else, it's going to happen because the marketing's going to be massive, and you must read this and understand where they're going. And I'll get into the news and then back to a little bit of Apollo. You've got the market 93.19 for Bitcoin, ETH 173, XRP at 23 cents, a little bit down, not too bad, but this is typical, isn't it? 2019-2020, it is typical so far for 2020. 251 in the market cap, volume at 28 billion. When you look at this market, now I'm talking about Apollo, because you know what I've been doing with Apollo for the last 2 years, covering Apollo, and seeing how they just keep building it and building it and building it. This whole thing with the market and with Apollo's future, Apollo's not going to be dealing with this. They're going to have their own situation. A lot of people are going to be buying Apollo with fiat cash, using their CEX, which is coming out in just another 2 weeks. And their DEX is being completed, which is built into the wallet. The devs have been working feverishly, and they're finishing up DEX and working on all the new things for the social network. And Apollo has hired more devs. 10 top cryptocurrencies with real-life use cases. When you look at this article, I've been waiting for Apollo to be featured more in the forefront, and they are right there now. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, Apollo, Tron, Monero, Dash, Factom, Alum, IOTA. When you look at the coins that are out there right now, everything in the history of Bitcoin, the use of the coin for, use cases, okay? Think about use cases. What is Apollo doing with the social ecosystem platform? They are making sure that they have it all in one place, that it's secure and private, no selling of your data, like Facebook. Having all that in there, and then basically taking care of business with the marketing and how it's going to happen. I can't say exactly how it's going to happen because what I know right now, I can't say it, but I'll tell you one thing. I'll just say it this way. Oh my God, is the best way to put it. Top Google exec quits to become Coinbase head of product. Well, hey, Coinbase is innovating. Apple, Amazon, Tesla, which stock attracts millennials more than others. Guess what? The millennials are going for anything. They're smart. They're not stupid. They're going for it. They focus on millennials. It's anybody that's into investments of any age. There's 80-year-olds going for all these things. The thing is, you go where the potential is of what the facts are and what can take care of business. And that's why I focus on Apollo, because they have the assets, the products, and to keep evolving. And that's the ticket. Huawei phone sales, this was even surprising to me, are ballooning while Apple and Samsung slump. Huawei has increased and their quality has gone through the roof. And what you're looking at right now is that they have beat these two. And all the other phones on the market, they're kicking butt. So US should smarten up and let Huawei back in. But it doesn't really matter. Huawei is still kicking butt around the world. And that is a rush. One thing I saw here down at the bottom, that they're naming the phones going bye-bye and what's left in the market. Who's the top ones. And then they mentioned a couple things about, just the ones that are just almost gone. And there was one, I think, I forgot which, I lost it, I think. No, there it is. And HTC is only technically still in the mobile business by virtue of producing that zany blockchain phone. Well, guess what? Use case blockchain phones are going to smarten up and put something in it, and somebody should put it in Samsung or Huawei's phones, shouldn't they? Because they're the most used in the world. Apple, screw them with their ecosystem, and then they're blocked from everything. But they don't let anything in that isn't Apple. But Samsung, Huawei, yeah, definitely. Most important blockchain development skills in 2020. Ding dong. I'm in developing. I know developing well. And I'll tell you one thing. Graphic user interface, full stack supervision. Yes, and back-end development. You got to have a lot of that in it, along with protocol designing, consensus design, network supervision, architecture of the system. Yep. So, and keep in mind too, you see consensus design, protocol designing. Apollo is building the DAG consensus protocol for 2020, and the Apollo Cloud and ArcNet with stablecoins and dApps, and putting this ecosystem of social platform together to be used by the millions of the world. Yeah. Stablecoins flip Ethereum's native currency and transfer value. More of the stablecoins than Ethereum being used on the network. Which you can understand that. ETH is a service network, so I can understand that. US-based Coinbase launches international office for custody of crypto assets. As I said, Coinbase is innovating and moving, and they have some things that they're working on. So the expansion of the custody services into Europe. So not bad there. Speaking of not bad, Apollo is confirmed to be the first to do sharding. Apollo nuts have known that. The world's going to hear more and more about that because of the new media that's going to be blasting the social platform. The all-in-one, it's going to be seen and heard. The world's going to know Apollo because of what's about to happen. I'd said in my previous videos that January would be big. January is bigger because of what they've done and set and plan. Now, in February, everything is where you can feel it and taste it is coming. And with what I know, and that was just found out, yesterday, an hour ago, yesterday ended. Basically, I can just say this, that the marketing's going to be there, the astounding use is going to be there, and it's going to be amazing for the social platform. Website is going to release information on the 9 new products besides the social platform. The CEX is going to be released in 2 weeks, and that's going to be awesome. That's going to be right there in your hand, folks, to use your own exchange of Apollo's exchange, trusted, and having 6 pairings right off the bat, and then build more and more as they go. This is the future. The future, as I've been saying for 2 years, the all-in-one. The devs have built it the fastest, the most private, but it's public with a private option and loaded to the hilt. All I can say, folks, is I've said this before and I'm going to say it again. It's fair warning. February is about to lock and load Apollo upwards. When you hear what's going to happen in February and you see the description of the products on the new website, and then you hear about what's going to happen with that social network, who is partnering with Apollo, who's going to make it happen, who's big, who's going to bring it into the mainstream, that's coming. Everybody, that's all I can say. Everybody, enjoy your day, night, and your future with Apollo.